Hello, all petines. How are you all? I hope you all are fine, safe, and secure at home. Welcome for today's science class in 8th. We are on chapter number 2, that is microorganisms, friend and foe. And this is part 2 of this chapter. In part first, what we have studied all about microorganisms, all about microbes, which are very tiny and very small, which cannot be seen with these naked eyes. They can only be seen under the microscope. So, that topic we even studied all about the beneficial effects of that microbes, means microorganisms. In this part 2, we will study in this chapter microorganism friend and foe, all about the harmful nature of these microorganisms also. Yes, microorganisms are harmful to us also and to plants also in many ways. They causes the disease and that are called causing disease bacteria that are called pathogens. And some microorganisms even spoil the food also, clothing also, shelter also, leather also. Everything was affected by it. So let's talk in detail about the harmful microorganisms. Microorganisms are harmful in many ways. Some of the microorganisms causes disease in human beings, plants and animals. Such disease-causing microorganisms are called pathogens. And some microbes even spoil the food, clothing and leather also. So, disease-causing microorganism in humans, how they are causing this disease, let me talk about this. When a person suffering from common cold, it sneezes, right? A fine droplet of moisture carrying thousands of viruses are spread in the air. And the virus may enter the body of a healthy person while breathing. And it can also affect that person also. So on this basis, let us discuss first about the classification of disease. That is non-communicable disease and communicable disease. First we will take non-communicable disease. What are non-communicable diseases? Non-communicable diseases do not spread from one person to another, such as heart attack, asthma. They can appear in one person only. They cannot be transferred from one person to another person. These type of disease are called non-communicable disease. So, common diseases caused by the microorganism of human, we will take them better with this table, that is virus, common cold, influenza, dengue, fever, poliomyelitis, hepatitis B, chickenpox, measles, mumps, smallpox, rabies, AIDS. All these are acquired immune deficiency disease, right? So, bacteria next was typhoid, cholera, tuberculosis, anthrax, tetanus, food poisoning, diphtheria, plague. These are the diseases which are appear due to the bacteria. And even due to the protozoas, they come under the separate kingdom, right? Okay. So malaria, Kala-Azar, amoebic dysentery, sleeping sickness. So these diseases which are appear in our body due to virus, bacteria and protozoas. Take a look again about communicable diseases. Communicable disease can be spread from one person to another. Yes, how there's go from one person to another. In this way, we can see an infected person when they directly come in contact with other person, then what will happen? If the sneezing appear, same I told you with the example, the moisture which is come out of our mouth can spread the disease. Another by taking the water from the same infected person, okay, taking the food from same infected person, all can harm the healthy person. And even non-communicable disease also can be seen in this figure. How? Like if the mosquito is biting to a person, right? Then it will be suffered due to this mosquito bite. Even these pathogens which are seen in the figure, which are present in the water, that can affect the healthy person health also. So in this way, the transmission of disease can be seen out in this Fig 2.10 that is given in your book. Okay, let's continue with this, like disease causing microorganisms. We'll see about bacteria. Bacteria infect the animals. We are talking about animals are infected, how these animals are infected, like the animals such as cattle are infected, poultry, birds are infected, and which kind of disease will appear due to these bacteria. Let us study about that. Anthrax and tuberculosis type of disease can be possible in cattle. Poultry, birds can be affected and cause the disease tuberculosis, fall cholera, diarrhea also. So if these kind of disease will appear due to the bacteria present inside them, will harm directly indirectly us also. If we talk about the virus that can affect the cattle, that is foot and mouth rinderpest disease, and it's a cattle plague, I can say. Cowpox also, it's really very dangerous to the cattle. Poultry, birds can be affected by the fowl pox. Yes, and bird flu, as we all very aware with the blood flu. So directly, indirectly, these viruses, these bacteria definitely affect the human health also. Okay. So we'll continue with this. Some common human disease also. Let us study about this in microorganisms. Okay. Tuberculosis. It's a very disease that is spread due to the bacteria. Measles, that is affected due to the virus. Chickenpox, again with the virus. Polio, again with the virus. Poliomyelitis, we are very aware with it. Cholera is due to the bacteria, of course, because unhealthy water and uncovered water can affect the person and make the person suffering from typhoid and cholera too. So due to bacteria, again this typhoid, contaminated water and food can affect the person health. Hepatitis B, again with the virus. And measles also. Measles are due to the protozoa. Yes, the protozoa enters and it was affected by the mosquito, of course, and definitely it affect the person health. So why the viruses? Viruses are the villain of the microorganisms and they can only be treated with the vaccines only. And we can read these symptoms. All symptoms are common with unhealthy conditions, sleeping sickness, and maintain the disorder of the person health, and the person feel very unhealthy. Let's continue with this topic with non-communicable disease and communicable diseases. As I told you, non-communicable disease are spread from one person to another, that is tuberculosis and cholera. Now we have seen the criteria from which bacteria or from virus or from pathogens it was affected by which conditions, right? Now tuberculosis and cholera is put under the criteria of non-communicable diseases. Okay, when we are taking a contaminated food and water, definitely it's not a communicable disease. We are taking a unhealthy food and water, that's why we are affected due to this. Okay, because these will get inside our mouth and it infect our respiratory system and lungs also. The ways of spreading diseases, let us talk them. From infected person through air, water, food and physical contact, that we are talking about the communicable diseases. Okay. So second verse, through insect and animals also the disease can be spread. It can be a non-communicable disease. Okay. Third one, through contaminated food. This is non-communicable disease. Of course, with the contaminated food and water can affect the cholera, typhoid and all these kind of diseases. Okay. Let's talk about if the person is affected through insects and animals, how it is infected, like due to the insect bite also, like we can see malaria, Anopheles mosquito, and I'll tell you this is a female mosquito which bites a person and infected, and malaria will be there. Dengue again with a mosquito bite, that is Aedes mosquito. Remember this name? Okay, for animals we are talking about rabies that's appeared in the dogs and monkeys. Okay, and the rat bite fever again with the Aedes mosquito. Yes, and it's really that's why the rat is very dangerous for us health, right? Okay, let's talk about further. We are talking about insect. All mosquito breed in water. Okay. Hence, one should not let water collect anywhere. That's why we always used to say, if somewhere somehow the water is collected in a rainy season or somewhere else, please discard it. In the coolers, in tires, flower pots, or wherever, discard it. Mosquito can breed over there, and these mosquito will affect our health. By keeping the surrounding clean and dry, we can prevent mosquitoes from breeding, of course. So make it dry, make it clean. Try to make a list of measures which helps to avoid the spread of malaria. Okay, so go through it, and in the rainy season, please take care of themselves also, and look after your surrounding, that the water will not be collected in anyhow conditions, so that you can save your family from malaria, dengue type diseases. Okay. Now we are talking about from infected persons through air, water, food, and physical contact. That can be a common cold. Yes, that we have talked earlier also. That through the sneezing, we should use a handkerchief always, so that these molecules will not go to the other person and make them unhealthy and unfit. Okay, so we must use handkerchief, and after that we should wash our hands properly and sanitize ourselves too. After we are talking about insects and animals, we have discussed all this about malaria, dengue that is infected by insects, and from animals also. Rabies type disease, rat bite is due to it, and plague also, that is due to the rat even. Okay, you can mention over here also. If you are talking about the unhealthy food, contaminated food, if you are talking about, that causes a very severe disease, that food poisoning. Food which is kept for 5 to 6 hours is never been healthy, whether it is kept in refrigerators or anywhere else. So it's become unhealthy, and it can create the food poisoning. So food poisoning creates a very bad measure for our health. So this you can see it in detail and note it down also, the ways of spreading the disease. So food poisoning we have done, I made you clear. You can take it as a notes. Fine. Okay. So let's talk about some common plants disease caused by microorganisms. All we have studied about animals, let's study about plants also. These microbes will affect the plants also. Yes, we are talking about plants. See, bacteria is affecting, fungi is affecting, and virus also affecting the vegetables. Let's take them in detail, bete. Okay, first we are talking about in plants, that is citrus canker. That is affected. How it is affected? It is affected by the bacteria. And rust of wheat, that's affected by fungi. You have seen the white color thing is there, and it collect the wheat together, which we are commonly called fungus, and that is called the rust of wheat. Okay. Now the yellow vein mosaic of bhindi, you can see in the figure also. Yeah, it is there, yellow mosaic, and which is again a disease in ladyfinger. Okay, let's talk about the yellow vein mosaic of bhindi virus. You can see in the figure, it was shown very clearly. Okay, you can see over here, the plants are affected like this way. You can see this is the ladyfinger plant, and the leaves become yellow. It was infected by the bacteria and virus. Okay, we can see the yellow vein mosaic of bhindi is the name which is infected by the virus. Okay, and from bacteria it is citrus canker. You can learn few terms. Okay, let's talk about in detail. I have made a table for you and it's there in your book. That's table 2.4. Common disease caused by many microorganisms in plants. Let them take one by one. Blight, name of disease. It's caused due to the bacteria and it's appear in rice. Rust. It is due to the fungi and it caused in wheat and mustard also. Red rot. It is the fungi which is appear in sugarcane. You have many times seen the sugarcane becomes red rot is seen over there. That means it is infected by fungus. Okay, wilt is again caused by fungi. That's chickpea. Tika, that is due to the fungi and it is appear in the groundnuts. You can see in the groundnuts also black something was there. Okay, so smut, again fungi wheat. Again the white color fungus was there. That's called smut. Tobacco mosaic, it's again a virus that's appeared in tobacco. Yes, tobacco plants we are talking about, bete. And yellow vein virus that occur in bhindi or we can say ladyfinger also. Okay. Try to remember this. It will help you in further classes. Let's talk all about food preservation. Like we have studied all about animals are infected by microorganisms, plants are infected by microorganisms. For how then we should preserve our food. Like you cannot put your food for 3 to 4 hours and you cannot put your fruits for many days. So they should be preserved, right? So how can be they preserved? Let's take them. Chilling and freezing is the one option to store the food and vegetables for a long time. Heating and cold treatment is again a very good method to preserve it. We can heat the substance or we can give the cold treatment. We can freeze them. Canning method. Canning method can be done with the jam preparation, with a pickle preparation, as we are inserting the salt, and salt are the very good preservatives that helps the microbes to stop their growth. Okay, the microorganisms are stopped, their growth is stopped if the salt is there or the sugar is there, right? Okay, so canning can be done and oxygen level can be made at 0. After drying also, like if you're doing a sun dry, definitely sun will kill all the microbes over there and it can be stored for a long time. If we are adding a vinegar to the thing, that's why in the pickles we are adding vinegar. Yes, and sugar. Sugar is very good preservative. I told you in jams, the sugar is used as a preservative. Preservatives we have talked about. Then we are talking about common salt also. You can know in pickles, of course, we are putting common salt. If you are like you are storing the food grains, right? Or you are storing the dals. How you are going to store it? If dry rice you are storing, put some salt in it. Definitely the fungus will not be appear over there. It's a very good preservative. Try it. You can try it. Even your mother also know this. Okay. So one more thing what I like to discuss over here is pasteurization method. Here we can go heat and cold treatment. In this word can be mentioned, that is called pasteurization. Pasteurization is the method to prevent the milk from getting spoiled. How? First we are boiling it above 100 degrees Celsius. After it's boiling, we allow it to cool down. Then we are freezing it to 4 degrees Celsius. After freezing it, when we are using it, we are again boiling it. It kills all bacteria. Right? It's called kill all bacteria. So this is the pasteurization method. Even for the fruits also, if you have to store them for a long time, it has to be freezed to 4 degrees Celsius to 6 degrees Celsius. Then only they can be stored for a long time. Okay, let's talk further. A lousy posture and pasteurization method, what I have told you right now, we will read the content, what the scientist has told us. Bacterial contamination, a process now called pasteurization. He is regarded as one of the three main founders of bacteriology, together with Frednert, John, and Robert, and it's popularly known as the father of microbiology. Let's talk about the pasteurization method again with this content that I have explained to you right now. That is, pasteurization milk can be consumed without boiling at it free for harmful microbes. The milk is heated up to 700 degrees Celsius, like above 100 degrees Celsius. We are boiling it for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. By doing so, it prevents the growth of microbes, and the process was also discovered by Lois Pasteur. That's why this method is called pasteurization, and milk can be stored for a long time. If you're talking about storage and packaging, for the fruits I'm talking about, these fruits, dry fruits, even vegetables, are sold and sealed in airtight packets to prevent the attack of microbes. Before that, they have to be freezed near about minus 4 degrees Celsius to minus 6 degrees Celsius. Then they can be stored for a long time. Thank you very much for seeing this video. Stay safe, remain at home, and get vaccinated as soon as possible. Till then, bye everyone.